This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let's get right into the news. Blueface is questioning, did he fall off? He's been streaming over 300 million since 2018. I don't think he's completely fallen off, but definitely needs a hit record to keep it going, right? He needs to find something and find something quick, okay? So he definitely didn't fall off. He's staying relevant, but he needs to get a record. And it was a stretch to have a record before for him. But I think he could find one. Jim Jones said so. Somebody, oh gosh, somebody when he used to get braids, he used to like he didn't care. Jim Jones, I respect this also about Jim Jones. He didn't care. He'd get fresh, even if he wasn't fresh, he was fresh, right? Even if his hair wasn't freshly done, it was done fresh for him because he'd wear his braids and they'd get all, they get a little crazy. So someone made a meme and said, did Jim Jones go get his hair braided, and says, when you're done, brush it, okay? He says, I thought we were supposed to be cool. This is how you're going to handle me? Brush it? I'm out. FBL, Sticks and Stones, you know the rest. P.S. Hate. Yeah, at least he could joke about it. Okay, we got to the bottom of this. We found where PMB Rock got the bird, okay? He was visiting his grandma's house, okay? And he was like, yo, I need something to make a statement right now, right? This is the same guy who makes it rain on homeless people. He doesn't give the money to homeless people and help out their situation. He humiliates them and treats homeless people like strippers, okay? So he's at his grandma's house for Thanksgiving, and he was like, yo, I got to make a statement. He already had the chain, right? He had the gold chain already, but he needed a charm for it. So he was looking on his grandma's mantle, and he saw this for $90, right? She was like, yo, I just got this golden eagle. And he was like, yo, grandma, I need that. I need to put it on this chain. So then you get this, and you get, he's at the jeweler getting it attached. Boom. There you go. He's flossing now. Then we got Lil Baby hiding his Air Force Ones in Atlanta under a car. Like, you didn't even sign him. You kissed him. Like, if you got time, if you're going that crazy for the baby, were you going to go look for these Air Force Ones that he wore last night? Get help, please. Okay? Get your life together if you're looking for some Air Force Ones that were hidden somewhere. Come on. All right? Then we got the Aviator, the Lincoln Aviator. How crazy is this car? Who else is here in that commercial on TV all the time? I'll redo it for you. It's the most unusual day. There's a most unusual sky. Who's hearing this commercial every second on TV? I mean, you might as well just push Aviator now, because that's all I can think about. The Lincoln Aviator. And somehow you can plug it in. And this guy's making snow on the top of his roof. It's a little spooky. Video Music Box released their... Nas did a documentary on Video Music Box. I don't know if you guys are if you're from the New York area, you know Video Music Box. Especially if you grew up. If your childhood was during the 90s, early 2000s, come on, you can't miss the video music box. So, shout out to Ralph McDaniels, super cool, and it was great to have a documentary made on this, because this is what inspired me, honestly, because you would see videos in a different way of programming on Video Music Box than you would see anywhere else. Now, of course, I might have been born in the 80s, right? But I didn't start tuning into Video Music Box till the early 90s, right? And, still MTV was it was cool, but it wasn't like Video Music Box. You would see they would take you into clubs and everything. It was just different, man. You saw things. There was no DVDs back then. It inspired me to do DVDs in the early 2000s. When I got out of college, dropped out of college after my first year. I tried college. It it didn't work out for me. But I dropped out, and I started doing just, I actually was part of a show that was kind of like a video music box called Hip Hop Nation, and that was my start. And I could say that this inspired me to start my career. So I've told Ralph McDaniels that before in person, but it's just something special to me. So make sure you check that out on Showtime. Now let's get to 50 Cent and French Montana. Okay, so French Montana was on, we talked about this in the last video, but French Montana was on Drink Champs, and he said, I can't be mad at 50 after the BMF series, right? Dude, first of all, that beef was, I'm going to tell you what, let's not forget where this started. This was a very petty beef, okay? So if you don't remember, around 2009, 2010, and I remember this very much because I felt like I was in the middle of it, because I had to stop talking to Ross around this time, and me and Ross had just kind of gotten cool, but this is where I had to back away from Ross, because I actually did the first, before Mafia Music, I did the first video of him dissing 50. I just didn't release it till after Mafia Music, because I was like, yo, I still lived in New York at this time, right? I was like, I'm not about to start this up, look like a weirdo. You got to think things are still on the cusp there. We had just done the World Star thing. World Star was starting. It's like I didn't want to get beat up in New York City running into Tony Ayo and them or something. So I kind of opted to I was like, I'm not going to get in the middle of this. I travel too much. It's just too many opportunities for someone to whoop my butt. So I stayed out of it. And there was this footage that came out in 2009 of DJ Khaled's mom's store. And who got that footage? Allegedly French Montana, I could pretty much tell you. And 50 even confirmed that, because 50 and French were cool then, and French was doing anything to get in the game. Anything. He signed an Akon, signed a Depp, then totally just walk away from everybody. He was going for whatever opportunity. Max B. He knew Max B was going to jail. He was funding everything for Max B, riding that wave. And he rode that wave right in. I mean, he's a hustler, bro. I ain't knocking it, okay? He's a hustler. But 50 Cent exposed that, and that kind of started a rift because French kind of turned his back on 50 when he got Cool Ross in them, right? And kind of denounced that he ever did that tape or anything. And 50 was like, wait a minute. You did that, so I didn't go to the store myself and film Khaled's mom's store, so that was just an ongoing petty thing where then it was Ciroc versus F and Vodka, and then of course French Montana signed a Diddy that went on that. But this is where French Montana crossed the line. They did the Bugatti thing last year and everything. 50 Cent, so French Montana called 50 Cent a rat. Well, if he was such a rat, right? And that had come out in 2002 and 3 by, that was a fake paperwork made by Irv Gotti and Ja Rule, right? Order of protection, everything. And then also, he says he was working with Tekashi, right? It was a known rat. So he put the two together, got no worse than this, a real life rat. Wow, Tekashi's a government informant. Paperwork to prove it. It's real. And then he also said that 50's a rat. When you start doing that, it's like, dude, you crossed the line. So even though you want to be cool with 50 again, it's not going to work. And then you're trying to say, oh, because he did the BM. It's like, come on, stop. I'm going to tell you something. This is what's really going on. French Montana is very humble after doing 15,000 the first week on a major label. Epic. He's on Epic. A lot of money was put into that. You do 15,000 on a major? Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. I did 15,000 on indie in 2005 with Infamous Mob. We did 15,000. What we did? 15 to 30 the first week. We moved 30,000 discs, right? Because it was a double CD. Come on, man. Come on. And there's less access back then. There was no social media. You can only do 15,000 your first week with all this streaming and everything. You got to be crazy. So it's a humbling experience, right? Drake wasn't on the album. A lot of people need Drake. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's getting exposed now. Like Meek Mill. Yeah, I know you guys are like, you really hate Meek Mill. I don't hate Meek Mill, right? I don't hate French Montana. But both of those guys do a lot of goofy stuff publicly. Think before you tweet. Think before you say things, you know? Remember what you did in the past and don't contradict it in your future, right? That's all I'm saying, you know? You got to think things through a little bit. You got to have some pause. You can't be so impulsive. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, this guy. $90. You guys could look like PMB Rock too for $90. All right, guys. Now, the chain will probably cost you more. The links to link it up and everything, that'll probably cost you another $1,000. That's going to be the expensive part. Anyways, it's Jordan Tower with JT News. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and I will check you guys on the next one.